The main feature of this plugin is to enhance the existing documentation. So if we hover our mouse over the type, this pop-up will contain a breakdown of all the different categories of types contained within this interface. So we've got properties, indexable types, hybrid functions, and just normal functions. Below this is just the standard documentation, which refers to the comment listed above the type here. The colours refer to different things, so an optional colour is a reddish colour, generics is a cyan, but these colours are configurable in the settings menu, which I'll show you a little bit later on. The hyperlinks you can follow further to view the documentation of the clicked on type, and always to the right of the type name is a description of the specific type. So here it's a type alias for a single type, just because it contains only one value only. And here are some different types. So this is a union type containing these three values, all strings. An enum type containing these three values. And all this documentation is available for all non-class types, so interfaces, all the different ranges of type aliases, so single types, intersections, even map types. And the documentation is invocable either by hovering your mouse over it or through an intention, which is invocable through Alt plus Enter, show Typescript docs, or an action, Alt plus Insert. So yeah, there's three different ways to do that. And next up is some code generation stuff. So if you've got a to-do type here and you don't want to write down all the properties yourself, you can write down the type name, and as long as your cursor is in the type or just after it, you can invoke the action through Alt plus Insert, create object. It will create all the properties for you and highlight the types to the right here that you need to implement. So you can either erase them yourself, or if you just want to use an intention to erase it, implement Typescript property value, which is invocable through Alt plus Enter. That will just erase the information there, and if it's a string, it will replace it with your quote style that you specify in the settings. So I've got a single quote specified, and yeah, I'm just going to fill in some values here to speed this up a bit. So here's a type cat. If I'm wondering what cat is, I can always look up the documentation again. So here it's a property, it just contains one property for a cat name. If I want to auto generate this, I can. And yeah, basically just continue this process down. I'm not sure what our priority is. It's a union type with three values, so now at least I know what it is, so I can go ahead and implement it. Status, it's an enum. So that's how you do a single object. You can do an array of to-dos. There's the array syntax with just how many objects you want. So if I want 3 to-dos, I just need to put my caret cursor inside the actual type name, and that will create 3 to-dos for me. This is if the IDE, if the to-do is listed in the same, or the type is listed in the same file, for example. So I'll just go to some sample data here. So here the to-do is in the same file. The IDE can't pick it up because it has it highlighted in red. So a way around this is to wrap the expression in a string, and then you can invoke it. And the array syntax is a little bit different for these. So you still hover your caret inside the type name and transform into a resolvable Typescript array form, and that will put the type name in the quotes, and then it will let you do it. So that's two ways to auto generate code depending on the different contexts. If it's in the same file, you have to wrap it in strings, otherwise you don't need to do that. And last up is assigning a local variable automatically. So if I want to assign something to a local variable, I can assign to untyped local variable, and that will just put in a placeholder value for me. If I want to add type information to this, I can use the built-in intention already provided by the IDE. That allows you to specify the type explicitly. Say this is a string type, and the reason for this intention is just to allow you to do it without having to sort of take your hands off the keyboard, because you can do that and then you can rely on the built-in IDE intention to put in type information if you want. And the last thing is the settings. So if we go to the settings menu here, so down in the tools section, Typescript Type Assist, here are all the different settings available. So here we've got the syntax highlighting. You can either keep that enabled or turn it off. Otherwise you can change the different colors. And here are the different string styles you can set. And yeah, pretty much everything's configurable. If you don't like the variable declaration, you can change it. And yeah, that's the general idea of this plugin. If you'd like any more information, please check out my GitHub page. Thanks for watching.